I always imagined I'd die in a dramatic, or at least slightly cool way. Something like racing down a highway on a stolen motorbike, or saving a group of orphans from a burning building like a hero with great hair. But no, I died in a Walmart. More specifically, in the back-to-school clearance aisle. Let me explain. My name is Talia Bennett, and at 19 I was the kind of girl who could ruin a day without even trying. I was clumsy, not in the cute Instagram way, but in the why is she wrapped in bubble wrap way. My stepmother, Barb, used to say, this girl could trip over oxygen. She wasn't lying. On the day of my death, I reached for a discounted shower caddy, stepped on a rogue skateboard some child had abandoned, and slid across the floor like a knockoff Olympic figure skater. I crashed into a cardboard display of pencil cases, the whole thing collapsed, and my head hit the bottom shelf. Lights out. Instant. Not even enough time to post a dramatic Instagram story. I opened my eyes expecting either fire or angels. Instead, I was in a room that looked exactly like the waiting area of a very organized Social Security office. Fluorescent lights, faint smell of lemon disinfectant, and depressing beige walls. A woman in a navy suit stared at me, clipboard, glasses, hair in a bun so tight it could cut through stone. She gave bureaucratic angel energy. Talia Bennett, she said without looking up. You died. Yeah, I got that. Cause of death, sporting equipment negligence. Excuse you, there was a skateboard ambush. She checked a box like she didn't trust me. Then she smiled. Well, her mouth moved slightly upward. I assume that was her version of smiling. Congratulations. You have been selected for reinstated life rebirth. Rebirth into what? A cactus, a snail, a Kardashian. Back into your original family. The silence was heavy. I blinked slowly. You mean back with Barb? Barb, my stepmother. The villain in my tragic teen years. The woman who could make a compliment sound like a threat. The dictator of the Bennett household. The person who once told me my face looked like a potato with opinions. And my dad. He just watched her torture me. Never stood up. Never defended. Never even blinked in my favor. Clipboard lady nodded. Yes, there is unresolved emotional residue. Yeah, I muttered, her existence. You will be reborn with full memory of your previous life, she continued. Your purpose, resolution. Can resolution include morally flexible actions? She raised an eyebrow. We do not monitor methods. Oh. Before I could ask for a handbook on revenge ethics, she tapped her clipboard. Everything flashed white. Then I heard screaming. My screaming. Baby screaming. Fantastic. I'd returned to Earth as an infant, with the vengeance of a demon lawyer. As my newborn eyes adjusted, I saw two blurry figures. My dad, older, tired, but still with that I'm confused but pretending I'm not face. And Barb. Barb, who cooed in a sugary, sweet voice that made me want to projectile vomit on purpose. There she is, my sweet little angel. Oh, Barb. Oh, darling. This little angel came back with receipts. Being a baby is humiliating. You're basically a potato with a consciousness. A potato who craves revenge. But having a baby's body and a 19-year-old brain, that's a weapon. A tactical advantage. A nuclear-grade opportunity. And I used it. My first attack, weaponized bodily fluids. Barb loved fancy clothes, blouses that cost more than my college textbooks. So I made it my mission to vomit on every single one. Designer shirt. Vomit. White silk. Vomit. Her favorite beige sweater she bragged about getting on sale. Double vomit. My father would panic. Oh God, Barb, she didn't mean it. Barb would glare at me like she knew. I absolutely meant it. Because I did. Second attack, ruin her aesthetics. Barb believed every Instagram mommy blog trend. So when she tried to take aesthetic baby pictures, I'd wait until she clicked the shutter, then cross my eyes and stick my tongue out, or fall dramatically sideways like I had passed out mid-photo. One memorable day, she attempted a sunflower field photo shoot. She lifted me, I peed. All over her. Into her mouth. That one wasn't planned, but spiritually fulfilling. Third attack, psychological warfare. Bobbies are supposed to giggle and babble. But not me. Oh no, I gave Barb the kind of unsettling eye contact that horror movies are built on. She'd lean in. I'd stare at her like I knew her browser history. Once, she whispered in my ear, "I know you're a weird demon baby." I blinked slowly, then smiled. She shrieked and nearly dropped me. Dad. He thought Barb was stressed and needed self-care, so he bought her bath bombs. He didn't realize the only bomb in the house was me. By toddler age, my power doubled. I could walk, talk, destroy. I learned how to fake innocence with the precision of a Hollywood actress. For example, "Barb, did you hide my makeup bag?" Me, "I don't have hands big enough for that." Barb, "Then why is it sticking out from under your bed?" Me, "You tell me, that's your crime scene." Dad believed everything I said because I used the voice. Soft, sweet, gentle. Barb, meanwhile, developed a nervous eye twitch whenever I entered a room. Good. But the moment she snapped, oh, that was art. I was 5. We were having a family dinner. Barb, Dad, me, and the dog who hated Barb almost as much as I did. Barb served dry chicken. Dry, like sandpaper marinated in disappointment. She glared at me. "Don't start, Talia." I took a bite, gagged loudly, and slapped my chest dramatically. "I need water." Barb snapped. "That's it. She's faking. She's been tormenting me since she was born." Dad stared at her. "Sweetheart, she's 5. She's evil." I leaned forward. Technically 19. The silence was delicious. Barb dropped her fork. Dad dropped his sanity. That night, Barb started sleeping with a nightlight. And a cross. And sage. And she never cooked chicken again. Revenge had barely begun. By the time I hit 12, I had fully embraced my reborn identity. Talia too, upgraded, unfiltered, unstoppable. I was taller, louder, smarter, and more dramatic than ever. And I developed hobbies. Not normal hobbies like sports, or painting, or pretending I'd be a therapist even though I needed one more. No. I developed hobbies like 1. Ruining Barb's reputation publicly. Barb loved neighborhood parties. So during one barbecue, I walked up to a group of gossiping housewives and said loudly, "My stepmom says she respects all of you, especially the ones with lip fillers done properly." Barb choked on a celery stick. The housewives glared. Mission accomplished. 2. Ruining her diet. Barb was on a cleanse every week. She drank shakes that smelled like despair. So I subtly mixed her labels. Kale and mint became mint and kale-like substance, but completely artificial and possibly illegal. She drank it anyway. She gagged anyway. She blamed the company. She wrote an angry review that went viral. Her account got banned. Life was good. 3. Sabotaging her marriage. Not really. Dad did that himself by being emotionally absent. But I nudged things along by saying things like, "Dad, Barb said you looked happier before you met her." "I never said that," Barb snapped. "That's what I heard," I shrugged. Dad would blink at her like he was seeing Barb for the first time. I wouldn't say I broke their marriage. I just provided clarity. 4. Exposing her secrets. Barb had an entire hidden closet of things she didn't want Dad to know about. Midlife crisis dresses. Expensive anti-aging serums. A signed poster of a shirtless personal trainer she claimed she barely knew. Guess who revealed it all? Me. Christmas morning. Family sitting around the tree. I handed Dad a small box, a tiny USB drive. Play this. It contained a video montage of Barb's closet, labeled. Dates, receipts, pictures. Her giggling on FaceTime with shirtless trainer guy. Screenshots of her online shopping cart named Vacation Wardrobe without Gordon. Dad turned so pale, he could have been cast as a Victorian ghost. Barb whispered, "How did you even find that?" I smiled. God gave me a second life. I used it wisely. The night everything changed. I was 13 when the real turning point happened. Barb confronted me in the kitchen at midnight. "You're not normal," she hissed. "You act like you've lived before." I leaned against the counter, sipping chocolate milk like a villain. "I have." She froze. "What?" "I remember everything, Barb, my first life, your abuse, Dad's silence, all of it." Her face drained. "You're lying," she whispered. "You're insane." "No, just reborn." She backed away. "And what do you want from me?" I smiled. "Repentance." The next morning, Barb checked herself into therapy. The day after, she left Dad. Not because of me. Because she realized for once in her life. She was the villain. And Dad. For the first time, he apologized for not protecting me. Things were weirdly peaceful. Until Clipboard Lady returned. The night Clipboard Lady came back, I was 16, lying on my bed scrolling through TikTok, judging dance trends. A bright light filled my room. I thought my ring light exploded. Then she appeared. Same suit. Same bun. Same expression of mild disappointment. "Hello, Talia." I sat up. "Oh hell no, not you again. You completed your assignment." "My assignment? I thought I came back to take revenge." She adjusted her glasses. "Revenge was your choice. Your purpose was restoration." "Rest what?" "You healed your father. You forced Barb to face herself. You broke generational patterns." I blinked. "I did." "You did," she said. "And now your rebirth contract is complete." I swallowed. "So what now? I die again?" "No, you return to your original age." She snapped her fingers. Suddenly, I wasn't 16. I was 19 again. My old body. My old strength. My old voice. Standing in the middle of my room, like I'd teleported from the past. Dad screamed from the hallway. Barb, visiting for a therapy-related conversation, fainted. The dog peed again. Clipboard Lady disappeared. And I stood there in shock. "Great," I muttered. "I have to redo adulthood." Barb woke up, staring at me like I was Jesus and a jump scare combined. "You're alive," she whispered. "Yes," I said, "and annoyingly functional." Dad walked toward me slowly. "Why did you come back?" I sighed. "I guess, to fix what killed me the first time." Silence. Then Barb did something I didn't expect. She hugged me. Not out of guilt. Not out of fear. But out of genuine remorse. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "For everything, before, after all of it." I hugged back. The dog barked like he was judging the sentimentality. Dad whispered, "Talia, I love you." I rolled my eyes. "Cool, let's not make it weird." We laughed. All three of us. A family. A broken one, rebuilt. My revenge. Completed. Transformed into healing. But the universe wasn't done with me. 1 week later. Clipboard Lady appeared again. "Another assignment," she said. I sighed. "What now?" "You're being reborn one more time." "WHY?" She cleared her throat. "Your soul has been marked as highly effective in dysfunctional families." "Excuse me." She snapped her fingers. White light. I woke up crying. As a newborn. Different house. Different parents. Different state. A nurse leaned over me. Welcome to the world, little one. Your mom's last name is Johnson. My eyes snapped open. Johnson. Barb's maiden name. I died. Reborn. Took revenge. Fixed a family. And the universe sent me straight to Barbara's relatives. I inhaled. Cried louder. This cycle wasn't over. Not even close. The end. For now. Please like and subscribe if you like this story. It will motivate me to make such videos. Thanks for listening.